Hi YouTubers, it's Smokey Sasagant here today. So I'm in the garage again, so smoking my big ass cigar for life. Anyway, I want to make a video right now, just make a video on my weirdest dreams. And yeah, I hope that dream wasn't too creepy for you guys, but it was funny, so I think Cigar Gang's gonna love it, like the big ass cigars for life. Anyway, I want to make a video right now on a very random topic, but I want to make it right now. Hopefully this video won't be too long, won't be like, 10 minutes long, but it might be 10 minutes long, I'm not sure, I don't have a whole lot other to do other than talk, so I don't have much videos to watch on YouTube. Anyway, so this video is going to be about, you know how, when was it, a couple days ago I made a video on, do you seek revenge, do you seek revenge, and I was actually just talking to a friend about that tonight, so this video is going to be another one of those, random topics, philosophy topics, whatever you want to call them. This topic is going to be called, do you think it's a privilege to call yourself a man? So, a man. Yeah, a man. So, and kind of a random topic. Now, disclaimer right off the bat, I have to say this. This is not a rant about trolls. This is not a rant about how much I hate trolls. This is not a weird comments video. I know some of you don't like those videos, so this is not a rant about trolls. This is actually a very general subject. So the reason I say this is because, or I make this video, or the reason I'm making this video right now is, obviously I've gotten some comments like, you smoke like a girl, are you gay, this kind of stuff, and, I still won't get for the life of me. I still will never get for the life of me why people think I'm gay, because I actually got a comment last night saying, are you gay or not? It wasn't a troll comment, but, somebody asked legitimately, are you gay? Which is fine. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if people ask me in a legitimate way, in a very nice way, are you gay or not, I'm fine. I'm more than happy to answer that question. So, on the other hand, if somebody says, are you a gay fag? That's obviously different because it's a troll comment. But I still will never get for the life of me, why people think I'm gay. What about me, comes off as gay or on gaydar or whatever. But the reason I'm making this video right now, and I know I'm rambling all over the place, is, and yeah, it's very cold outside, it's my breath. So, the reason I'm making this video is, do you think, as a person, as a man, this is more for male viewers and female viewers, do you think calling yourself a man, the right to call yourself a grown man, grown-ass man, like the big-ass cigar, grown-ass man, do you think that's a right or a privilege? Do you think it's a right or a privilege? They say, driving, if you have a driver's license, and obviously if you get caught drunk driving, you get caught speeding, your right to drive can be taken away, because driving is not a privilege, it's a right, or it's not a right, it's a privilege, sorry. So, if you have a driver's license, they tell teenage drivers all the time, if you get caught speeding, or you get caught drunk driving, or you get caught doing something bad, your right to drive can be taken away, your license can be suspended. So, do you think calling yourself, because driving is not a right, is a privilege, to, just like owning a gun is a privilege, so, the right to bear arms, so, but anyway, as long as you're not a convicted felon, but the point is, do you think calling yourself a man, calling yourself a grown man, do you think that's a right or a privilege? I think it's really a right, because, if you're a man, you have a, I'm going to say, I don't have to say it, I mean, if you're a man, you're male, you're 50% of the population, which is male, I think you have a right to call yourself a man. Now, some people would disagree with me. Some people say, well, you have a penis. I mean, but you don't have the right to call yourself a grown man. Obviously, if you're under 18, you don't have the right to call yourself a man, because you're not a man yet. You're a child. So, you're not a man until you turn 18 years old, or 21 years old, whatever, how you want to gauge it, but when you're 18-year-old or 21-year-old, you're old enough to go in the military, you're old enough to be tried as an adult, you're old enough to be executed, you're old enough to smoke, drink, and smoke those big-ass cigars, do you think you have a right to call yourself a man whenever you want to? I know a lot of people, especially people from different cultures, not to get too much into, like, cultures and politics, anything like that, but, because I never talk about politics or religion on my channel, because that's just a whole other ball game. Uh, I know people from certain cultures, like the Hispanic culture, the Brazilian culture, the Middle Eastern culture, the Indian culture, not Native American, but like Eastern Indian culture, it's a really big deal to them. I made a video about this a long time ago on, why people might why people might tell you to smoke like a man, get in a gym. And those, by the way, those gym comments are freaking creepy. I mean, those are really creepy comments, yeah. Yeah, those are creepy comments, but that's not what this video is about. But, do you think that you have a right to call yourself a man? I know in certain cultures, like I said, like the Brazilian culture, the Puerto Rican culture, the Mexican culture, it's a much bigger deal to them. The right to call yourself a man is a lot bigger deal. You say, well, I'm a grown-ass man, you know. That's a lot bigger of a deal because they view that in a very cultural, heritage way, the right to call yourself a man. I have a friend, personally, who is Mexican, or Hispanic, whatever, and, he views that as a very big deal, so, and, whatever. But, I mean, just in the American culture, we don't view it as much as a big of a deal in the American European culture, but I know in a lot of different cultures, like the Middle Eastern culture, certain parts of Asia, they view it as a bigger deal. But, you on Cigar Gang, you on YouTube, you on Facebook, do you think calling yourself a man, saying, I'm a grown man, I can do things, I'm really strong, I have a big-ass cigar in my hand, do you think that's a big deal? Do you think, another way to put it, another way to phrase it is, the right to call yourself a man, do you think you have to look like a man in order to call yourself a man? I mean, some people think unless you're, really buffed out, you have really big abs, you have really big muscles, you have a big skull tattoo on your, your arm, you walk around with a gun in your hand, whatever, I'm not sure, but I mean, not really, but I mean, they think, unless you have those things, you really shouldn't have the right to call yourself a man. I mean, in your opinion, seriously, on a serious level, this is not Rambo Trolls, I'm already at 7.5 minutes, so not going to make this video too longer, but in your opinion, in your honest opinion, how big a deal do you view that? I know people from, like, a Hispanic culture, correct me, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, I know people, car going by, I know people from, like, a Hispanic culture are going to really say, well, it's a big deal, calling yourself a man is a really big deal. I grew up with a very strong Hispanic heritage, that's a really big deal, people don't have the right to just call themselves a man at random, so, give me your thoughts. How big a deal do you think that is, to call yourself a grown man, a grown-ass man? Because I know it's a big deal in a lot of cultures. Not so much in the American and European culture, but how do you view it? How do you view? I mean, do you think just because you have a penis, in BALLS, you have the right to call yourself a man, or do you think calling yourself a man is a much bigger privilege? It's on a much deeper level. So, anyway, comment, like the video, share the video, subscribe. This video is almost 9 minutes long. Sorry. Bye.